Welcome to Neville Daily. There is a specific moment, usually in the deep quiet of the night, when you are lying awake and a sudden, profound realization hits you. You realize that your entire life has been a search. But you haven't been looking for something with your physical hands, or traveling to find it with your feet. Instead, you've been searching with your awareness, using the deepest core of who you are. You have been reaching out for something that hovers just beyond the edge of your conscious grasp. Something that feels like it rightfully belongs to you, yet constantly seems to slip away, like water through your fingers. In that midnight silence, a question begins to form in your mind. It starts as a whisper, but it quickly grows into a powerful, unavoidable demand. What if the very thing you are chasing is actually chasing you? What if the prosperity, the romance, the ideal life, or even a literal lottery win isn't something you have to hunt down, but is actively trying to locate you right now? And what if the only barrier keeping you apart is the underlying story you are currently living in? This is the fundamental truth behind genuine transformation. It isn't about manipulating your external environment, though your environment will inevitably shift. It is entirely about changing your internal identity. Most people spend their whole lives waiting for the external world to hand them a certificate of worthiness. They wait for the perfect timing, a secure bank account, or validation and permission from the people around them. They move through existence like beggars waiting in a cosmic line, hoping life will look favorably upon them and decide whether or not they deserve their own desires. But this perspective is entirely inverted. It is the exact opposite of how human consciousness actually operates. The outer world does not dictate who you are. Your inner world dictates what the outer world becomes. Your assumptions about yourself do not mirror your current life situations. Your life situations are a direct result of your assumptions about yourself. Take a concept like winning the lottery. When society mentions that word, people immediately think of random chance, blind luck, or a fluke of destiny. But what if luck isn't accidental at all? What if what we call luck is simply the visible shadow cast by our deep, subconscious assumptions seamlessly hardening into reality? Think about a person who genuinely views themselves as fortunate. Without even overthinking it, their deeper mind constantly guides them towards small choices that match that fortunate identity. They step into a room with a different kind of presence. They speak with an effortless rhythm. They spot doors of opportunity where others only see solid walls. They happen to converse with the exact right person at the precise moment it matters. To an outside observer, it looks like a stroke of genius luck, but it is actually the natural, unavoidable consequence of living from a specific internal state. The universe isn't a cold, uncaring void, nor is it neutral. It is perfectly designed to echo back whatever identity you claim for yourself. This isn't just a poetic metaphor or a comforting piece of philosophy. It is the literal machinery of our reality. You exist in a world that is mathematically precise in confirming your self-concept. If you internalize the belief that fortune always passes you by, your reality will perfectly orchestrate events to validate that belief. Conversely, if you carry the deep conviction that good fortune naturally tracks you down, the universe will effortlessly arrange circumstances to prove you right. The cosmic lottery is permanently active. Windows of opportunity are constantly wide open. Wealth is perpetually seeking a mind ready to receive it. The real issue is never whether these blessings exist. The issue is whether your current internal state allows them to land in your life. The reality is that most people have never paused to inspect the programming they live by. They simply adopted the assumptions handed down by their parents, their childhood environments, and the culture around them. They absorbed these limitations from past setbacks, and now they navigate the world inside these invisible boundaries, much like a fish swimming in water, without ever realizing it is wet. You have likely been conditioned to believe that money requires grueling labor, that luck belongs to a select few, that you must outwork everyone else just to earn a modicum of peace, and that you should be grateful for whatever crumbs fall your way. You accept these ideas not because they are absolute truths, but because no one ever explained that you possess the authority to consciously choose your own reality. But here is the vital piece that most people overlook. You are always operating from an assumption. whether you realize it or not. You are constantly embodying a specific emotional baseline regarding who you are. Even right now, as you listen to these words, you are feeling like a particular version of yourself. Someone with a specific threshold of luck, specific boundaries, and a fixed set of possibilities. This internal feeling is never static or harmless. It is actively creative. It functions as a broadcast tower, signaling to the universe exactly what experiences should be sent your way. If your habitual assumption is that blessings only arrive after immense struggle, endless waiting, or after you have somehow proven your value, then your reality has been dutifully organizing itself to match that expectation. But imagine what would happen if you altered that inner broadcast right this second. What if you walked away from the waiting room of life and simply claimed the state? The word assumption feels so mundane that we easily underestimate its sheer magnitude. We assume the sun will come up tomorrow morning. We assume gravity will keep our feet on the ground. We assume the people we interact with possess minds just like ours. Because these assumptions are so deeply ingrained, we never question them. They form the very foundation of our daily existence. And the universe, by its very architecture, always validates what we take for granted. It isn't punishing you when things go wrong. It is merely complying with the blueprint you have provided. Your outer circumstances shape themselves around your inner identity, the exact same way iron, dust aligns itself around a magnetic field. You are the source of that magnetism. Your self-concept is the pull, and the events of your life are just particles falling into place. Consider the rare individual who effortlessly wins at life. They don't succeed because they have a higher IQ or some genetic advantage. They succeed because they move through the world from the psychological standpoint of already possessing the prize. They don't need to force this thought consciously because it is woven into the fabric of their identity. When they participate in an opportunity, there is no desperation, no pleading, and no feeling that they are wresting a blessing away from a stingy universe. Instead, they carry an understated certainty. They possess the quiet comfort of someone who already belongs in the winner's circle. And this inner conviction is so absolute that it reaches forward into time, reshaping the future to match the present moment. This is the ultimate secret. It has nothing to do with superficial positive thinking or chanting affirmations that your gut tells you are lies. It isn't about wearing a fake smile while your inner world is collapsing. It is about the deliberate adoption of a brand new identity. It is about feeling like the person you desire to be, not in some distant future, but right now, in this exact moment. It means anchoring yourself in that reality, thinking from it, speaking from it, and making choices from that elevated state of mind. This isn't a form of self-delusion or ignoring the facts. It is the highest level of alignment you can offer to the universe. You are declaring your true identity through your internal state, and reality has no choice but to adjust itself to match your declaration. Take a deep breath, close your eyes for a brief moment, and tap into a specific feeling. Sense what it would actually feel like to be the type of person who regularly experiences unexpected windfalls. Don't view this as a wild daydream or an escape from your current obligations, but genuinely invite the inner emotional state of someone who expects life to be good to them. How does that version of you walk? How does that identity feel within your physical body? What kind of thoughts naturally drift through that mind? They aren't stressed. They aren't clutching tightly to outcomes or trying to manipulate every variable. Instead, they navigate their days with an effortless grace, a deep-seated knowing, and an unconditional permission they have granted themselves. When you embody that state, your natural movements through life automatically position you where blessings are waiting. Modern science is only recently beginning to map out these mechanics, but history's greatest visionaries have understood them for centuries. Your internal assumption dictates your personal frequency, and your frequency dictates the types of events that can enter your field of experience. You are literally tuning into entirely different timelines based on the identity you occupy. When you assume you are deeply fortunate, you lock onto the wavelength of abundance. Suddenly, your eyes begin to notice brilliant options that were hidden in plain sight. Your gut instinct steers you perfectly toward the right connections and ideal scenarios. Your daily choices naturally align with your highest goals. This isn't magic. It is simply the physics of consciousness. You are a living tuning fork, and your dominant assumptions determine the note you strike. Yet, most people live with the entire equation flipped. They believe that once their outer world transforms, their inner world will follow. They think, once I win the prize, once the wealth arrives, once I meet the perfect partner, then I will feel secure, successful, and joyful. But the universe operates in reverse. The emotional state must come first. The assumption must come first. The internal transformation must precede the external evidence. Your circumstances are never the origin. They are always the shadow. You may have spent your whole life looking at the mirror backwards, waiting for the reflection to smile before you do. But your assumption is the true cause, the actual magnet, and your daily life is just the material being pulled toward it. Reflect on what happens when you make a non-negotiable decision to become a different person. Not just an intellectual idea, but a visceral shift in your core identity. When you truly change your self-concept, you begin interacting with the world differently, without a shred of forced effort. You naturally draw in new circles, different conversations, and fresh opportunities. Even the people around you start treating you differently, because they subconsciously detect a shift in your energy. You are broadcasting a completely new signal. And the universe, which always matches frequency, begins delivering elements that correspond to that signal. This doesn't happen because you suddenly became better or more deserving in a moral sense. It happens because you shifted your baseline assumption, and reality is simply doing what it has always done, mirroring your self-concept back to you. The abundance you desire is already searching for you. The universe isn't hoarding its treasures, testing your endurance, or waiting for you to prove your worthiness before it unlocks the door. It simply responds to what you assume to be true. So in this moment, you stand at a crossroads. You can keep playing the role of the person who might get lucky someday after a lifetime of toil, or you can step into a new reality right now. You can feel the quiet, unassuming certainty of someone who is already blessed. The breakthrough you want isn't separate from you. It is looking for the version of you that matches it. And when you become that version, nothing in existence can keep your desires from materializing. This is precisely where most people stumble, and we need to be completely honest about it. People hear these insights, find them beautiful, and feel a brief spark of inspiration. But then, they slide right back into their old, comfortable patterns of lack. They return to the familiar identity of someone who has to fight for everything, harbor the unspoken belief that true success belongs to someone else, and then wonder why nothing changes. They assume the process failed when in reality, the law worked flawlessly. It simply responded to the old assumption they ran back to. You cannot entertain two conflicting identities at the same time. You cannot claim to be a magnet for good fortune while simultaneously viewing yourself as a victim of circumstance. One of those stories has to die. The only way to make the new identity permanent is to nourish it constantly. Feed it with your focused attention, your imagination, and the literal feeling of being who you want to be. Return to that feeling over and over, until it no longer feels like a stretch, but instead becomes your natural baseline, until waking up as anyone else would feel completely foreign to you. Your imagination isn't just a playground for daydreams. It is the workshop where consciousness builds reality. When you close your eyes and deeply inhabit the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you aren't wasting time. You are doing the essential heavy lifting. You are rewiring your nervous system, teaching your body, and tuning your awareness to a new level. You are showing the universe your new vibrational address, and it will always take you at your word. The universe possesses an immediate, unconditional responsiveness to anyone who truly steps into their power. It doesn't demand that you suffer first or earn your joy through pain. It operates on a direct law. If you assume the identity of someone who receives, you become someone who receives. If you can fully capture the feeling before the physical proof arrives, the proof must appear. Your actions don't drive your reality. Your assumptions drive your actions. And your life follows suit. Trying to change your life through sheer physical hustle, without changing your self-concept, is exhausting. People work longer hours, apply for countless positions, and chase opportunities with a sense of desperation. Yet the universe, faithfully reflecting Their underlying assumption of scarcity continues to provide lives defined by struggle. The universe isn't malicious. It is just perfectly obedient to your internal state. Therefore, the real objective isn't to work yourself to the bone. It is to shift your identity. Your only job is to cultivate the feeling of the person who is already supported, and let reality rearrange itself around that truth. When you stop trying to force doors open, and instead assume that your good is already on its way to you, an incredible shift occurs. Your energy lightens, your frequency alters, and you don't need anyone else's approval or understanding to make it happen. This is a private, sacred contract between you and your own consciousness. In those quiet moments before you drift off to sleep, or in the early morning stillness, what are you assuming about yourself? Because whatever that answer is, it is the exact blueprint the universe is building from right now. Whether you are seeking a literal financial windfall, or a metaphorical lottery of happiness, love, and health, those blessings are looking for a matching home. They are drawn to minds that have already made peace with receiving, minds that have dropped the habit of self-doubt. Receiving is an art form. It requires an open, relaxed posture that is completely different from the desperate grabbing of the ego. When you master this art and assume your inherent worth, everything changes instantly in the present, which is the only moment that actually exists. Let's clear up a massive misconception. Fear and doubt are not objective realities. They are simply negative assumptions about what hasn't happened yet. You choose to assume a bad outcome, and reality responds accordingly. But if fear is just an assumption, you have the total freedom to trade it for a better one. You can assume courage, expectation of success, and divine timing. The most life-altering assumption you can adopt today is simple. I am the kind of person who naturally thrives, not eventually, but right now, today. This isn't arrogance, it is alignment. You are worthy of matching the universe's abundance, simply because you exist as a conscious being. Why protect a story of limitation when you can choose to believe the best about yourself? Tonight, as your eyes grow heavy, practice this. Don't just think about your ideal life. Feel what it feels like to have already received it. Let that comfort saturate your body and mind as you drift off. What you carry into sleep is what your subconscious mind solidifies overnight. If you go to bed wrapped in worry, you will wake up to a worrisome world. But if you fall asleep anchored in fulfillment, you will wake up as a creator. And the universe will immediately begin shifting pieces on the board to match who you are. You have never been forgotten, abandoned, or passed over by life. If your life felt that way, it is only because you assumed you were overlooked, and the universe perfectly matched that assumption to honor your focus. Now that you know the rules of the game, you hold the keys. True peace comes when you stop fighting the mirror and simply change your expression. The lottery of life has already chosen you. Your only task is to stop assuming it hasn't. Close your eyes, feel the effortless reality of your highest self, and rest there. The universe will handle the rest. Welcome to a new reality, brought to you daily by Neville Daily.